Who remembers Candlekeep Library? I remember Candlekeep Library. I could fall asleep to that compressed 1998 ambiance. That slaps so hard. And yeah, 3 is good. It is a great Dungeons & Dragons video game, but it's not a Baldur's Gate video game. Sorry, I've just got to say it. This is Baldur's Gate.
With ease.
These walls contain something on your mind.
Our library
With
is a
ease.
man's harem of knowledge.
You need something, stranger.
At least for me. And so I built it. Or something inspired by it. Let's look at that floor. That is a busy floor. I do not have time to replicate that by hand, and trying to do something that detailed with a stamp is not going to work well either. So I'm going to go with the print and paste route. I whipped up a little pattern in Photoshop and printed a few copies of it. There's a download link in the video description below. Anyway, I glued these to a big slab of hardboard. Then, once it was good and dry, I give it a nice thinned down brown wash. Nothing fancy, just water and acrylic paint. Now, if you're a member of the Tabletop Crafters Guild on Facebook, you probably remember this post from a couple months back. A fantastic looking library that really inspired me. I asked that member for the PDFs of the books, and he gladly sent it. For the body of the bookcase, I built the shelves out of double corrugated cardboard. And to trim it out, I used coffee stir sticks and mega thick jumbo sticks. I don't know if you could find these everywhere. They're like 1.25 inches wide. But I painted them before attaching to the bookcase, just to make sure I didn't get anything onto the books. To paint wood, I like to use oil paints, the kind from the craft store. This is mostly brown and a tiny touch of black, and just enough thinner to break it up. This isn't a real thin wash, I want it to have some pigment in it. In fact, I still ended up going back and doing a second coat on these planks. But final assembly was very fun, very gratifying, instant reward. Good stuff. And a testament to the power of the Tabletop Crafters Guild, where you can go and be inspired. And remember, if you're a 3D printer, you must check out Heroes Horde and their outstanding selection of models for your tabletop gaming, including the original True Tiles lines. Now, all throughout the Candlekeep library, you see these tables and podiums and stuff, and they have these lanterns on them. It's a little hard to tell exactly what they are, but I'm thinking I can approximate them with Christmas lights. This is nothing new for the channel. I like to harvest the LEDs from Christmas lights, but this time I'm actually also going to use the bulb itself. Now, these yellow ones are a little too yellow, and the white ones are a little too white. But I think if I take a white LED with a yellow bulb, I'll end up with something that looks just about like candlelight. Cutting this brittle plastic can be difficult, but the trick is to roll it with the knife and lightly score, continually rolling until it breaks all the way through. For the tables themselves, I'm going to use more of those mega jumbo popsicle sticks for the top, drill a hole, mount the LED with some hot glue on the underside, and solder up a coin battery holder and a micro switch. Then I added an apron using coffee stirrers, very thin planks. I did this with super glue and super glue accelerant. White glue runs the risk of reactivation when you paint, although really that's with water and not paint thinner, so maybe it wasn't a concern here, but really it's more about patience for me. I want to be able to build and paint right away and move on. So on goes the apron, and then the legs are simply circular wooden dowels. I was too lazy to go get the coping saw from my toolbox, so I used my knife and once again did that rolling technique to score all the way through it. These two are attached with super glue and accelerant. Couple touches of gunmetal to finish things off, and the lantern is good. I was about ready to assemble this video when something caught my eye. Sitting on the shelf was this fireplace I bought at the craft store like 2 years ago, just thinking someday I'll use it. Well, I think it would fit the aesthetics of this library very nicely. So I disassembled it, took off that fire lens, took out the light, spray primed it with God's Gift to Humanity Rust-Oleum 2X Flat Gray Primer, gave it a zenithal spritz with a very light gray, and then just went wild on it with some Fire Drake. This is Army Painter Speed Paint 2.0. Literally a life-changing product for me, at least in my hobby life. You know, some of these books are pretty high. You wouldn't be able to reach them, so let's build a moving ladder. Once again, I'm going back to those coffee stirrer sticks and toothpicks for the ladder rungs. Super glue and accelerant to attach them and make the ladder. The underside is very ugly, but that's okay, because to the side I'll attach more coffee stirrer stick. This will also give it some bulk. The top platform is more jumbo popsicle stick, and I won't belabor this. The rest of the frame is built out with popsicle sticks and stuff. For the wheels, I have this 1 centimeter hole punch, and I'm going to use it with some chipboard. Chipboard is a very thick grayish brown substance. It's what you'll find at the back of a legal pad, but you can buy it in bulk like I do if you want. There's links in the video description below. Anyway, with all that glued together, I just used the last of that brown oil wash I mixed up earlier, slather it all over the whole thing, and it's done. So, although this took me a couple weeks to make, it's just because I did short bursts at a time. I think the total work time was probably under 4 hours for all the pieces you see here. And as always, they're modular. I think these tables and fireplace could easily go in a tavern. Incidentally, I made a whole video about tavern stuff. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a card to it on the screen in the upper corner there. And I've only made 6 of these bookcase sections, but I think I'll make more. The creator of them did some really cool stuff, like curved shelves, ones that are triple high, walkways attached halfway up. He did a lot of cool stuff, so I think I'll revisit these. But for now, I was trying to replicate the look as closely as possible that we see in the actual video game. So anyway, yeah, I haven't done a lot of videos lately. Like I said, I was playing Baldur's Gate 3. I like it, it's pretty good. I've got as far as I think I'm going to. I've spent 3 weeks trying to finish the Viconia Divur fight, and nothing seems to work. None of the tutorials work. There's just no way to overcome that darkness spell. But it's okay, I feel like I sort of got the gist of it. I don't regret purchasing it. It is quite a spectacle. It's a great D&D video game. It's just not a Baldur's Gate video game. I'll probably never play it again. Conversely, just yesterday, I reinstalled Baldur's Gate 2, and I'm going through for another run. I guess this is how it happens. I guess I'm becoming old, set in my ways, set in my thinking. This is how it happens. You kids get off my lawn and all that. But anyway, I'm gonna keep on making stuff and hope that you do too. Thanks for watching. I'm Wylock, make things and play games.